like countering the Khepri Nemesis with. So I'm going to be looking forward for Belt Slap to make some plays with the Thanatos.
This is going to be interesting. I mean, we don't get to see Thanatos often, and sometimes when we see him, he doesn't look too good. We'll have to see if Belt Slap can stand up to that procedure. What is Thanatos going to do in game number 2?
Thank you on the desk there, Gormizer and Kiki. It's Finch and Mifflin here as we move into the finals for EU. We will determine which team is going to Worlds.
I want to see Johnny try and loop back, potentially look for this kill on a Cthulhu while that ultimate's still down.
Genetics has been hit by the rude grasp of death as the response. All in on the Trickstank, and Snake Pit calculate correctly. First blood goes over to the Order side team as they catch Trickstank getting a little too aggressive. I think that they're perfectly happy to have made it to this point into the game now. Then you get great value out of the Khepri Res and Nim and this Cthulhu, and they're ready to rock. In fact, they're starting up the Pyromancer, a 2-man Mez does come through for Trickstank, but it does not open the door. And now Julio just kind of battling. Not a ton of kill potential here, but he has managed to pin Genetics, but it's just him and Trickstank. The frontliners are battling each other.
Yeah, this should absolutely fizzle. Zero's finally meandering towards the fight. Gonna try and move his way in there. Does a little damage check on Cthulhu, realizes it's not enough.
This is how they have their first fight. I just don't get it. But it's working. Genetics has his ultimate.
Wow.
He's there from Johnny, so okay, fireworks will abound as our first kill for Belt Slap comes through, but how can they continue this pressure? And it's so odd. How come no one from Snake Pit ever comes over to that? It was so long of a fight.
They had to be thinking what we're thinking, right? It's just Julio. It's just Trickstank. Nothing's happening here, as now Worst Turtle caught out in a little bit of a poor position. Belt Slap have a lot of time to work with, 20 seconds left on Genetics, and they're going to use that time to start the fire.
They certainly are. I mean, they know that they've kind of pushed Worst Turtle out of this fight, right? So at best, it's a 5-on-3 at least for now, and Snake Pit are going to push up into it anyway. This is risky beyond anything we've seen for the last 22 minutes. I'm not so sure it computes, but they have convinced Belt Slap to stop the objective now. It ends up worth it, and I don't know if they've got the damage to burn through Tarum. Okay, Snake Pit with 3 members have successfully stalled out the FG.
They have, but they may have cost themselves their lives. Tricktank's back in.
They've already knocked up Spudio, though Trickstank takes quite a bit of damage himself. Airstrike will get the Hunter for Snake Pit out of danger. And Belt Slap are the ones that end up a little bit
XP and gold has the most inherent value. It doesn't matter that Belt Slap has picked up Gold Furies as Snake Pit start the Fire Giant, because 23 minutes in, 1,000 gold is nothing.
No, you're exactly right. That disparity means less here as the Fire Giant is down to half. A Mez has landed, so a lot are frozen on the objective, but Snake Pit still have their big Cthulhu to work with, but Zeros has delayed its buddy in the back this time. A miscalculation from Snake Pit is the best. The chase is from Belt Slap. Julio and Zeros are both in the back line, but Worst Turtle makes it out of there healthy. Belt Slap have defended the objective and gotten the kill.
And Johnny should be able to win from Thanatos' pass. Ultimate use, Persephone ultimate, Descent into Madness all down, whereas 4 ultimates still available to Belt Slap. Now's the time.
But Trickstank gets grabbed instantly. What a play from Genetics, and he melts Johnny into the air way too late. Is going to look for a place to crash into the back line, but does not get the execute. Spudio gets a double as Arkkill has fallen, and now the patience from Snake Pit is starting to pay off. Zero's in trouble in the back as Julio does get 1 kill onto Angry, but can he defend his middle laner? There's no hope. 3 huge kills come through, make it 4 as Spudio steps on the gas.
But they weren't able to maintain their own Phoenix. That does fall.
One already down. And now maybe even trying to push a bit further forward. Johnny has found Worst Turtle. Does not connect, though, with the silence, but they're all in. Julio pins 2 against the wall. Trickstank right there alongside him, but they don't get much off it. Julio, though, not going to miss out on that Relic much. He has Relic Dagger, but there's the grab from Genetics. Trickstank is low. Terrorum is in as well, and he's committed the ultimate. They need this to work out, and Julio is low, but also fast. He zoomed out, but Scared's Blessing is already onto Spudio to use more of the buff here than a save, as Angry's able to find 1 kill. Arkkill melts to Spudio's wrath as they find a 2nd kill. Snake Pit are absolutely popping off in the late game.
That could be game. If they keep the push up, they won't let Trickstank back. He's going to have to give up this Phoenix defense. Snake Pit, 5 members strong, 100% health between all 5 of them. They might just go for the end here.
Wow, Myth, what a way for this game to end. BRZA played it slowly, all game long, and now potentially a chance for that gamble to cost them everything here. Or at least one game in these finals. Mid-Phoenix has been shredded. Zeros, Julio, and Trickstank will stand between them and victory in this second game. And they already have the Titan down quite low. In comes a little extra support, but they've managed to get some members low. Tarum is already struggling. Zeros kills him. Spudio falls as well, but the Titan is so low they only need a little bit more damage.
Wow.
And there, Snake Pit are able to find the win over BRZA.
It's a
Tying
balancing
up the
scales and
center.
keeping it even.
With the Janus portals, it's going to be really hard for them to reposition and find opportunities to get that out of combat healing. So with the perfectly timed Onk, I can see Belt Slap just running through them.
That's going to be key then. We've seen a lot of relics sometimes get unused. Will Belt Slap be able to find the perfectly timed Onk? We can only find out in Game 3.
Thank you, Goran, Kiki, Sil Finch, and Myth here with Doug
that
providing
the ultimate destruction. It's going to be incredibly hard to deal with.
And already Snake Pit are on the aggressive. Look at Worst Turtle coming through top side. I'm not sure if Belt Slap recognized, but right away, Arkle dips. I don't know if the same can be said for Tricksink, though, who can't get the dash through the pillar. First blood goes to Snake Pit, and look at this, Myth. They win Game 2. Remember, Belt Slap got the one-game advantage, but now what they just accomplished for you. All the relics were used on both sides. So make sure you're giving them their respect, as they might be the ones getting in a trap. I know they think they're trapping Arkle, but Zeros is here behind, but he gets hit by the Fields of Love. That's so unlucky. They lose a great opportunity, but he lands the portal. They get the root. I don't think Genetics can make it out of this one. Got aggressive at the wrong time, and Arkle has the punish.
And no counter rotation. That's the value of Janus. That's why you want Zeros ahead.
Cat, right, or a Chang'e that can catch you off guard. If you get hit by the Waxing Moon, doesn't matter how cool the ultimate is, right? As Zeros uses the ultimate defensively, but he's been caught out exactly as anticipated, but it wasn't enough damage. Tarum, though, is the one that closes the gap, and Zeros will not escape.
40 seconds left on that spawn, uses the ultimate before he dies, so it's going to be a slow rotation to the gold tree. Johnny tries to get value on the opposite side of the map, is able to strip away the Fields of Love, but that's just about it. Spudio still healthy. Unfortunately, he just hasn't had an opportunity to fight around his team. It seems like Snake Pit is doing a fantastic job of controlling the map, and again, a gold tree is pulled, and the only one in range to defend is Trix.
Man, these supports are not going to be able to steal it on their own, not with last breath used.
What?
Though, taken at the last minute, some help came from the top side, and it was desperately needed. But I think Snake Pit are angry. They're looking for the fight on the back side of it, as Trickstank is low, and Worst Turtle's keeping up the chase. But he's got a Guan Yu at his back, and the Death Bane wasn't enough. The ambush wasn't either. Spudio seals the deal, but it costs Worst Turtle his life. Now Julio has gotten a two-man stun on the back of the ultimate. But at this point, Snake Pit are looking for the retreat, but Belt Slap want to keep them in this. The ultimate is enough for Tarum to make it out around this Fury that's spawning in 10 seconds.
I think it should, but whoever gets there first is likely going to have the advantage. Trickstank trades out a little bit of his health bar, and the Janus ultimate, that's huge. Now, Zeros is going to be completely hampered in this next team fight.
Yeah, if I'm Snake Pit, that feels like go, doesn't it? Trickstank gets like a Waxing Moon, and the Field of Love, a heavy commit on the Trickstank. Let's see if Snake Pit get punished for using that many ultimates onto the tank. I mean, that's 3 of them on cooldown, so yeah, they used that Giannis ultimate earlier, but they should have 3 great ones at their disposal.
They do, but they don't have the
Right
group
side to be with a bait that kind of lets the trap snap closed. He's biding his time, now battling up against Tarum, and Snake Pit committed by Waxing Moon hits everybody. That is how Chang'e can decide to fight at times, but it is not over. Up to the sky with Arkle. These snipes better hit home. Looks like he went for maybe one and then dropped back down. Excuse me, man, I thought we might be seeing a little bit more happen there, but Snake Pit take that Waxing Moon and head back toward the FG rather than committing onto an actual fight.
Yeah, both teams take their licks here, but it's only one team that has to send someone back to base. Johnny returns. Now he's going to work his way forward, whereas Snake Pit are utilizing the healing.
Yeah, we've got a Chang'e and an Aphrodite, so we can stick around. They start up the Fire Giant as a bit of a bait this time, as Julio and Trickstank take a ton of damage. Tarum goes up to the sky to heal for the moment, while Snake Pit continue to sustain in the back. Zeros nearly kills Tarum, and Johnny gets the job done. What about Belt Slap finding a way back in off of great play from the mid laner? Johnny gets a double kill, and he's close to getting a third. Arkle is the one that finishes off as Johnny is low, but Johnny survives it all. Belt Slap have the absolute punish at the tail end of that fight.
And we knew what the strategy was from minute one. Johnny locked in Kali, and he set his eyes on the 25-minute mark, finally getting involved in a fight, finally making his stamp known on the game, absolutely shredding the back line of Snake Pit, and now the game is under their own Phoenix.
I agree. I don't know if I want to take a fair fight against BRZA right now, and it's not even fair because Worst Turtle isn't even here. The four-man grouping's in trouble. Cursedog is already out, and Genetics is taking damage. Tarum has to use the ultimate quickly and defensively as BRZA have put out the pressure, but Tarum leaps in, trying to follow, but it's working. Angry has the damage. Zero has to retreat, and Arkle is a distant memory in the rear view. Now, how are they going to keep the rest of the team alive? Julio's already melted. Johnny cannot find the reset either, and Angry is on the hunt. I gave up on Snake Pit too soon, as they found a way to bring the trap home.
Are we getting a repeat of game 2? They might just go ahead and attempt the end. They have so much healing. But yes, this has to be an end attempt because nobody is backing to defend their own Titan against the waves. It's 40 seconds left on the nearest respawn. I think Snake Pit won it.
Yeah, Zero's gonna have to pull off some magic here, isn't he? Because it's just him and Trickstank to try and keep this game alive. Snake Pit have melted the middle Phoenix. I don't know what happened to them back there, but they gotta be quick because the Titan is low in the back. The minion pressure is too much. They have to move up the pace and get onto this Titan quickly to try to outdo what the minions are doing on the other side. You are right. There's barely any time on the clock for them to win this race, but now they're getting low. Trickstank has the stun on the Spudio in the back. Zeros even gets a kill on the Tarum. The unstable Vortex is too much damage, but Snake Pit have the Titan too low here at this point. If they are able to commit, and BRZA weren't able to do enough to close this one out. Snake Pit are now up 2-1 over BRZA.
I want to say that BRZA come back, but really I feel like the momentum is definitely going towards Snake Pit's way. BRZA is in their pit, and we're just going to have to see what happens.
Hey, like you said, momentum is on their side. One game away from being able to move forward. Snake Pit, the underdogs. Can they do it here in Game 4?
Gore, right now, I don't think I want to bet against them. Snake Pit have overcome the odds to find themselves up 2-1 to BRZA. But if you're BRZA, thank God Trickstank did his job and more. They gave up on it, but now Snake Pit are right back in. They don't have last breath this time, but they can still look to try and burn the Fury. It's down to half already, but Snake Pit drop it again. They're playing this fight patiently and trying to bait in BRZA as the Fury gets even lower. Now Julio is here to try and play some defense. Johnny coming in the backside, but Terrorim finds the two-man pull, and Trickstank has the passive proc. Spudio gets the kill. Meanwhile, there's the leap in from Worst Turtle looking to win the duel, but Worst Turtle forgot about destruction. You're not going to win this if the ultimate's still available, bud, and he falls to Julio.
I cannot believe the decision-making from Worst Turtle there to jump in. I thought maybe he had his ultimate available, so he was going to trade his own life and make sure that Johnny falls down
here from Snake Pit. But it only ends up working if they're able to get the objective, and BRZA are still nearby. Julio can steal with a boulder, Trickstank and Zeros can take it away with their damage as well, but the Pyromancer is low, secured by the Ross Knight, easy as you like. But now how can Julio capitalize off the big stun? Spudio stuck in the middle, but Jingwei can airstrike away. It's just too easy for him. Meanwhile, Trickstank gets the epic uppercut. Worst Turtle's in a bad spot, but I think Snake Pit are going to make it out easy peasy.
Fitch, I am grinning ear to ear. I love seeing micro plays like that. That pump fake, so impressive to confirm themselves the neutral objective as Genetics finds Trickstank under the tower.
Gets him with that Whirlwind of Rage and Steel. Now there's two members underneath the tower. Trickstank is low. He gets the passive dropped, and that should be a clean kill. But can Arkle take one back with the snipes? He already missed the scope, misaligned, as Spudio gets away with murder. Snake Pit, and they still have Raw Snipe to confirm, but Snake Pit drop it. No 50-50s here. Maybe more like 60-40s with the snipe on Snake Pit's side. Julio unable to find the pull, so BRZA fall back to the defensive position. But Snake Pit say, hey, we'll start the objective right back up. Put Spudio on to put out some damage. Julio takes some damage on the way in. Objective gets dropped. And now Tarum and Genetics are pushed in onto the other side of the map. They managed to push out Johnny, but Tarum's got to be careful. He doesn't win this 1v1 with this health-based build. Johnny swings at this point in the game, but Tarum gets out of there, gets back to the raw heals, and will sustain. But that's good damage all the same. Trickstank has knocked up Spudio, and Spudio takes a ton of damage. Arkle able to claim the life, and BRZA now right back in it.
And they're surging forward, but they think better of it, fall back to the Primal Fury, see if they can strip away this neutral objective. Snake Pit have created themselves a small buffer, so this isn't going to be the biggest deal. It should only about bring the game to parity, but they have to be careful hovering this far into the jungle. Just have to look for a pick, but Julio, a little bit too quick.
And then he goes back in for the pull push onto 2, forces the ultimate out from Spuddy. Wow, Julio just did a ton of work for BRZA now. The rest of the team has got to capitalize. They've got Angry incredibly low on this Raw. He's been controlled by Julio. Goes for the snipe to at least get his damage up, but Zeros gets the kill. Worst only gets Johnny, but that is 2 on the side of BRZA, but Julio doing it all on his own setup for every bit of what BRZA we're getting right now. Genetics will be the next one to the slaughter. It's a double for Arkle, and BRZA better thank their solo laner.
Yeah, they really do. They owe him every single bit there. He burns out the confirm from Snake Pit. He's able to confirm a double pull for his team, displaces the entirety. Snake Pit forced to surge forward to peel out for their team. And now 3 members dead. Fire Giant should fall freely. Terrorem is going to have to put on a hero's cape.
He's got a little bit of help here from Worst Turtle, but is that going to be enough to disrupt? Tricksink looks for the disruption there with the Mez, but I think Snake Pit are buying their time. The Fire Giant's down to about 1,200 HP, so in comes Snake Pit, but BRZA confirmed the objective. So now they can just take the fight on the backside. Tarum gets melted. Tricksink is able to lock down Worst Turtle for another free kill. BRZA get the D aside, and Snake Pit starting to crumble here in the late game. And BRZA are looking clinical now that they've gotten the lead. Johnny burns down the mid-tier 2, and BRZA will not relent. They will not let up. They are looking to crush Snake Pit right here and now. The mid-Phoenix is starting to crumble a little bit, but Genetics moves in, snipers off the mark from Angry. That finds next to nothing. The mid-Phoenix falls at BRZA. We're doing everything correct, and they're not done yet. They're going to move forward and claim the life of Genetics. They are unyielding as they take everything away from Snake Pit.
The grace has fallen away from
Tarum without his ability to engage, and BRZA are done with the formalities and the niceties. They grab Genetics easily, and the damage is there, but in comes Tarum to deny the chase. So that's now the ultimate and the blink down from Tarum. He's next to a non-factor as Johnny pushes up 2 minutes. Spuddy gets caught. What happened, my man? He's dead before he gets a chance to do anything. Now the snipes are coming through from Arkle. They don't provide much value, but it's also not needed. They get the left side Phoenix. The base is entirely exposed.
Winions in, member dead for 50. Now's the time. BRZA have to search forward, but a huge ult!
Yeah, the snipe from Angry hits just about everyone, but can they capitalize in this moment? Johnny still has his ultimate, so he's not the best target. His Worst Turtle gets pinned up against the wall. He cannot survive, and Johnny gets the kill. 5 against 3, Fire Giant around their waist. I think BRZA won their first actual win of these Europe finals here in the SCC. They move on to the Titan and dares Snake Pit to come up with an answer. Destruction coming out from Johnny. The Titan can't stand it, and BRZA tie the setup.
World's on the line. Don't want to fumble.
Signature Sobek, signature Rom, a signature Guan Yu, I guess in this case. The set coming through as well. It seems like a lot of power picks on their side. It's one more game. Winner gets to go to those Worlds qualifiers. Let's go down to the casters for one last time.
Exactly right, Gore. Someone's Titan will fall, and they will be BRZA. We're going to have a full build Aphrodite, a full build Set, a full build Rom, set up forward by a Sobek on a Guan. And I just got to think that most times that's going to work for them as Snake Pit has Spuddy plucked right back into danger. First blood looming here for BRZA. If they can find the last bit of damage necessary to kill Spuddy here as Arkle gets low too. But that will not matter in the end. First blood goes over to BRZA, and unfortunately Genetics can't get the job done.
What a good pluck from Trix at the end there to make sure they're Arkle Nemesis, a Terra. It doesn't matter how strong BRZA is here. Fire Giant is the only thing that's going to switch it up.
Well, this could be the game, how this fight around the Fury goes, as BRZA keep the objective leash. So both teams have now reset it, but look where Tarum is. He's moved around to the backside of this fight as the Oni Fury gets lower and lower. Pushing in with the Cursed Ankh, though, is going to be BRZA, and they have Snake Pit low already. Angry has already fallen as Johnny gobbles him up. This is the response BRZA needed after a careless mistake near the FG.
I mean, that's Julio. That's Julio doing it all. He blinked in, found a 4-man slow with Warrior's Will, hit 4 people with Ankh, and then immediately forces the entirety of Snake Pit to fall back. BRZA all of their time to trying to peel out Angry.
Well, BRZA have the Fire Giant started again. It's down to half, and Snake Pit have to hurry up. The burn is there for BRZA, but they want to get in. So Genetics is first. He's stolen it once. He'd be willing to steal again. BRZA get the Fire Giant this time, though. But what about the fight on the backside of it? Tricksink has the Lurking in the Waters. But it looks like Snake Pit are just going to back up, maybe? I mean, they had a great position where they were in. They reset, and now they're taking the fight, and they've let themselves get pincered in the middle of the battle. Maybe BRZA can collapse on them indeed. Genetics is the one in trouble in the middle of the fight, but he has survived throughout all of the damage. And now Sigue looking to push back in, but I don't think it's there. I don't like the way they took the fight or played the FG there, man.
What a strange engagement. And again, Belt Slap, throw it up to a coin toss. 3 members of Snake Pit were in the pit when the Fire Giant fell. It's absolutely insane how haphazard, how devil may care they're approaching these team fights when Worlds is on the line.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Both of these teams, it's a grind, right? They've been battling all day. This is the fourth game of this match with game 1 going away.
Oh.
So which team has enough left of the tank as Johnny moves in and does manage to bring Spudio down quite low. They're getting aggressive with the Fire Giant now. Tier 2 has been burned away, and Beltslap's lead is expanding as their warpath continues. Spudio still needs a back, and it's going to be a 5v4 on this Phoenix. They're just pushing in right away, but Spudio right back in the fray and trying to slow them down. TrickStank's takes a ton of damage, but Beltslap are resetting.
They've got the minion wave right behind them, and I thought for a second they'd try and go down for that tier 2 in mid, but instead they want to keep pressure up now.
They're going to try and push in when they feel they're strongest. In the back, Spudio's in trouble, and he's got Julio right on top of him. In comes the stun, and Spudio fell before he got to do a lick of damage in that team fight. Right side Phoenix already low. It's claimed by Beltslap. They want to move on, and right now they're on the right path. So there are some low members in the back that need to be.
Genetics straight up killed Spuddy with that wall. Oracle straight up killed Worst Turtle with an arrow. The fight continues. Beltslap are looking good.
They're trying to put this one to bed right here and now. Snake Pit have been too strong. They've done too much, and Oracle gets himself a double kill, improves to 3-0-1. Terum has been claimed as well in Mifflin. I think that might have done it. Beltslap have claimed 4 lives. Angry's going to do it all alone, but I don't think there's a chance. Beltslap want to move on to the World's playoffs, and they've absolutely done it.
They've taken a roundabout path, Vision. They want to take a little bit more of a detour. They put Angry in the dirt for good measure. Welcome to Worlds, boys. We're going to need to see some improvements, though. SSG and Renegades, they're not going to let you get away with that.